What's up?
Every time. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. If you just started following me recently, you know I usually do real estate videos, but every once in a while we like to do money-based topics and then just a fun Q&A like this one where you guys ask us anything you want and we'll answer it. Just
Personal or professional.
Exactly. And just let you guys get to know us a little bit better, and we're going to be answering them together as most of the questions involve both of us, or usually, as always, baby B, which is understandable. But without any further ado, let's jump into the questions.
And I'm just going to go in order here. So the first question is, I have them all on the story here, how to get started investing with only $1,000.
Yes, that's definitely a popular question. It's always the $1,000
It always is, yeah.
Right. And that's just because really what you're asking is how do you get started with little to no money? And I actually did a full live on this on our More Than Money, which real quick, you need to go check that out if you haven't already. Rhiannon and I set up a forum it's called More Than Money, and it's for all things finance, real estate, personal development, nursing, CRNA school, anything you want to talk about, it's in there, and we're all helping each other get better.
We made it a community, so we just used Discord because it was the easiest to use for the users, and it's a community. We do lives and educational topics and everything.
And the link will be in the description below. But to answer your question, how to get started with little to no money, you're going to probably want to start off with wholesaling. That's my favorite way to get started. And essentially what that is where you go out, you find the properties. That's essentially what you're doing. You are spending your time, energy, and effort on putting deals together for the bigger investors that have the money to buy them off of you. Now, there's a lot more details that goes into that, of course, and you'd have to watch the whole wholesaling live on that. But that's essentially what I would do, wholesale.
Okay, next question. Do you ever have disagreements? Y'all always seem so happy.
Never.
We never disagree on anything.
Yeah, we're always like, we never argue. You know, we don't even look at each other wrong. We're always just we're the perfect couple.
We do definitely have disagreements and arguments.
We argued this morning.
Yeah, we don't usually record them or share them because they're not really, well, I guess they are interesting, but we usually aren't recording when that happens.
You know what I thought about the other day is we actually don't have a lot of drama, which I'm thankful for. That's not how our relationship started out. But, you know, after 12 years, you know, we don't have much drama. So I think sometimes we argue because we're bored.
Yeah. Well, we argue over dumb stuff. It's like not really serious stuff, just bickering. And then we get over it. It doesn't turn into like a 3-day-long fight or anything. We're just like, whatever, and move on. We do have very similar personalities, but also very different personalities.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. So in certain ways, so sometimes that creates little arguments, but thankfully, we are on the same page about all the big things.
So I'm never serious, and I'm constantly like stabbing or making fun of. That's just how my personality is. She's used to it now, and most of the time just ignores me. But I will say that most of the arguments, or if I put her in a bad mood, it's probably my fault.
Oh no! Okay, I'll remember you said that. Next question: should we sell and build right now? Paid $290 for our house and could sell for $420-ish.
Wow, that's a good amount of equity. So if you've been living there for longer than a year, that's actually tax-free money. So here's the trick, and this is the economy in general, but we'll just talk about like buying and selling houses and if you should build or not. So it is a seller's market, and what that means is sellers right now are getting outstanding prices and margins and profit on their homes that they're selling. But you have to buy again, you have to live somewhere else. So what your specific question is, should you sell your home right now, take the equity from that, take all the proceeds and build your home? Well, the problem with that is building is very expensive right now. Supplies are through the roof. Trust me, I know we are feeling this in our flipping company. So you need to consider that. Now, if you want to sell right now and you have somewhere to live or stay in the meantime until the prices come back down, it could be a great plan to do that. So the only way you win right now is if you sell for a profit and you downsize and or wait for prices to come back down so you can get into something for cheaper. But if you're going to sell for a really high profit and then go buy something that you're paying $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 over asking price for me it's just a lateral move, and that's fine if you just want a different house or want to move, that's fine. But as far as like a money thing, you probably need to wait a little bit because building supplies, again, are really, really high. So what I would do in your situation is I put my house up for sale, see if I get a great price for it, then live somewhere or like rent somewhere in the meantime. And then when prices start to fall, take all those proceeds and now build your house when the prices fall.
Because renting for 1 year, if you rent a reasonable house or apartment, isn't gonna be crazy expensive and put you really far behind because you made so much profit.
Also, you could put your house up for sale and tell them it's 90 days until you're planning on moving. That way you get it in contract for the price right now while the market's high, but it gives you 90 days for the prices of lumber and everything to come back down. So when you do finally move out of your house, you can start building your own.
That's a good idea. Next question, how did you get motivated to start saving money? I think we'll both answer. I think we got motivated to start saving money. John started first, so that's what got me on the path, but it was because we didn't want to be broke or poor again. So that was the main motivator, I think, in the beginning, is saving money so that we wouldn't be without money at any point.
Right. I don't know if we were ever poor, but we were definitely had very little money.
Yeah.
But yes, that was a motivator. For me, a 9-to-5 job, I hated every job I ever had. I hated being told where to be, how long to be there. You don't have so much of a problem with that. And it does have its pros of being an employee. But for me and my personality, it was never going to work. So I knew that saving money and building up some wealth wasn't a way out away from that, and to never have to do that again. So that was a motivator for me. Another one was my friend Drew. He was always a saver and always frugal, and we always picked on him in high school, not in a mean way, but just, poking fun. And then we graduate and he has tens of thousands of dollars saved up, and I'm like, whoa, maybe there's something to this. And so that kind of got me on the path as well and got me interested in finance and saving money.
I don't mind working somewhere and being scheduled and things, but I still want the financial freedom to not have to be there all the time. So, for example, my CRNA job, I love what I do, so I don't mind going to work and listening to people that are above me per se, but I also want the freedom to be able to choose when I want to work and not have to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week every week. So that's a big motivator for me too.
Yeah, we're constantly building our FU wall. If you don't know what the FU wall is, it's for exactly what you think it means. And that's basically saying no to anything that you don't want to do. You can say FU to whomever or whatever in a polite way.
Yeah.
If you do not want to do it, or it doesn't make you happy, or you no longer want to live there, or you don't want to work for this employer, or you just don't want to work at all for a few years, you have the ability to do that. And that is very important to us.
Okay, this next question we've gotten so many times in here, so we'll go ahead and answer it, and that is, did you guys adopt baby B yet? Unfortunately, she's not officially adopted yet because we're still waiting on the court system and everything like that. We don't have a date yet, but when she is adopted, you guys will know. So we're just kind of waiting on paperwork stuff.
Yeah, trust us. We're just as anxious as you are, but I promise you 100 times more. But we're hopeful in the next couple of months. We can't release too many details or talk about it, of course, but as soon as she is officially ours, she's already ours, but as soon as she is officially on paperwork ours, legally, there you go, we will let you know about it.
How do you guys stay motivated? Life has been kicking my ass lately. Life kicks our ass sometimes too. I think
You cussing on my video to try to get me demonetized?
Oh, can you not say?
You just beep it.
Okay. I don't think you can stay motivated all the time. That's impossible, but we're pretty disciplined. So we built habits. We've created habits that are just now natural for us. And that's kind of what keeps us going and helps us to keep progressing even when we're not necessarily motivated. And also we know when we need time off, when we need personal time. I know more than John, but when we need just to take a break. One day if I plan to film but just everything's chaotic and I just can't do it, can't get in the mood, I'll just take that day off from filming. So that's just an example, but discipline and habits are way better than motivation because motivation's not always there. And also motivation comes with action. I heard this quote recently and I really liked it, and motivation comes with action. So the more you do, the more motivated you get when you see the results to keep pushing forward. So just get started and that can help with motivation.
Exactly. Motivation, like happiness, is fleeting. That means it's not permanent. So if you're just trying to always be happy or always be motivated, that's you're setting yourself up for failure because that's just not the case. A lot of times I have to have an argument with myself inside my head, even about going to the gym, something I love, but maybe I get home that day and I just don't feel like going. Well, I have to have the argument in my side of my head and saying, hey, well, if you drop the ball on this, what else will you drop the ball on? If you don't do this, what else will start to slip? And I'm probably a little bit harder on myself than most should be, but it's gotten me and us to where we are today. So I keep that discipline, I keep that structure for myself, but I have arguments with myself on just the smallest things of like, you know, just going to the gym or getting the paperwork done or whatever it might be. I have to sometimes motivate myself, and it's not always the easiest, and I slip up from time to time. Some days I don't feel like doing anything, or I'm feeling depressed that day or anxious. I've talked about depression and anxiety before. I suffer from that. Rihanna has more anxiety than she does depression, but she suffers from that as well. So these are things that we constantly have to battle, and if you're going through those things, read about it and educate yourself. And being educated on this stuff really helps you understand why you're feeling that way and ways you can overcome it. So there's your answer. We're not always motivated, but we've built discipline and habits, like she said, because we know that our greater goal, or the big goal that we're going after, whatever that is, because we constantly move it, is more important to us than how we're feeling in that moment.
We want to buy our first rental, but we would have to get a loan for it. Bad idea? Question mark.
No, it's not a bad idea to get a loan for your first rental. It's not. Most people are going to have to get a loan to buy their first investment property. Most people don't have the cash sitting out there. And I realize that we did that, but we're in a very small minority. So I don't necessarily teach, hey, save up $150,000 first, right? It'd take you a long time, and by that time, you could already have your rental paid down 5 years. So it's fine to get a loan for it. Just make sure that you're buying right in a good area that will at least not depreciate, but has a good chance to appreciate, and that you can cash flow well. And then it's fine to get a loan. You know, and the best way to do it, as I always say, is House Hack. Again, did a whole live on this on our More Than Money Discord. Definitely go check that out. But it's essentially where you buy more than one unit on the same mortgage. So let's say it's a duplex. You live in half, you rent the other half for more than your entire mortgage, and then the other half pays your mortgage, lets you cash flow while paying off the building, which allows you to save up money quickly and put that money towards a down payment on your next rental, and so on and so forth. So no, it's not a bad idea to get a loan as long as it's below your means, and you can pay for that loan even if there was not a tenant in there for that month. So keep that in mind.
That's back to the good debt versus bad debt thing. That would be good debt, because it's an investment.
Right.
There were some questions on here about B that we can't answer. So if you asked specific questions and we're not answering them, we're not trying to ignore you. We just can't talk about that right now. Are you guys still vegan? Do you make B eat vegan?
Yep. I mean, yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer. I stopped posting about it as much, not because I'm still not an advocate, but because of the amount of hate that I have to deal with, and it's like mentally and emotionally exhausting sometimes. And also I can't help myself but to respond and go into that, which I shouldn't, and I'm trying to get better at it. But yes, we 100% believe in a vegan lifestyle, both for sustainability and for animal cruelty. I just feel like if you do not need to harm or torture any other living being in order to survive and even thrive, why would you?
And for B, I wouldn't say we force her to be vegan. She does eat vegan. We have only vegan or plant-based foods in the house. When we go out, that's all we buy. But if she's at a birthday party or a friend's house and somebody offers her a cupcake or something,
I smack it out of her hand.
Yeah, it's her decision. Obviously, she's 2, so at this point, she just eats it. We're not depriving her. Sorry, battery just died. But we're not trying to deprive B of anything and of experiences. We want her to make her own decisions. Obviously, she probably won't make those until she gets older and understands. But she'll know why we're vegan, why we believe in plant-based lifestyle. But she can also make her own decision. We're not going to force her into anything. At the same time, we won't be buying meat and keeping it in our house.
Yeah. And stop saying that you need meat for protein.
I hope they can see my face. That's going in there.
No, don't.
Yeah, oh, no, that's going.
Leave it.
That's going
Do not.
in there. No, it is. I'm the editor, and that is going in there. And that was amazing. So.
Your face. I'm not very, what's the word?
A bro.
It's not. I don't do a lot of flexing, so
Yeah,
I threw you off guard.
Well, I think we're actually going to wrap the video
Beamer.
up.
Beamer, the question about Beamer.
Okay, somebody asked if we still had Beamer. Of course we still have Beamer. He's sitting right here chilling.
Yes,
And
we have Beamer. We don't show him as much during the winter time because we're not outside playing as much, and he kind of just lays on the couch all day. But we're getting back to swimming and taking him to the river and stuff. So you will see more of
got
Beamer.
the spot. You got
And
the
he
spot.
was in my last video where we did that full house tour.
Yeah, we take him whenever we do house tours and the yard is fenced. We take him so he can run around in the yard.
But he is 12 years old now. Look how gray his face is.
Look, Beamer, look. Okay, Beamer doesn't want to look at you guys. I'm sorry.
But he's a good boy most of the time as long as there's no company around. He's not off his leash.
Not near other male
No.
dogs. There's no cars
He's
to run
definitely
after.
he's definitely his own dog. All right,
Bicyclists.
I'll let you sleep.
Yeah, he's 12, but he's a Jack Russell, and he's a very young 12. Like, we just went hiking 2 days ago and took him to the river, and he was swimming, going crazy, fetching sticks. He's a very good 12.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, we'll wrap this video up. Next week, I should have a before and after video for you guys, which I know is your favorite, and the reason why I think 90% of you are
Every time.
subscribed. I don't know why it's that word. But
Maybe because you're thinking about flexing too much.
if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Got it? Because I'm trying to get to 10,000 and I'm only like 300 away, and I'd really appreciate your support. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out Rihanna's channel at Rihanna Fariel, and we'll see you guys on the next video.
See you later.